Hello, wonderful people. You're welcome. A woman dedicates her life to vulnerable people. She travels to Athens, stays in an apartment connected to the humanitarian organization, and then suddenly she stops communicating with the people who love her. Days later, her body is discovered inside a suitcase in an abandoned building. Now, a professional boxer who reportedly had access to the apartment has appeared to court. He has been accused of ending her and taking thousands of euros from her account and using her phone after her passing. But this guy denies ending her. He claims he found her already gone body, panicked, and then he made the decision to hide the body. Does that even make sense? So the question is, what actually happened to 38-year-old Scottish aid worker Elisabeth-Jane Ross? What evidence do investigators say connects this man to her passing? What is this man admitting? And what is he denying? And how did his own wife reportedly become one of the most important people in the investigation? So these are the things we are going to be going through. We have to go through the complete timeline, the confirmed facts, the allegations, and major questions that remain unanswered. So please do stay with me. I'll be right back.
Stand in your power. Own every minute, every hour. This is your story. Starting now. Stand in your power. Let the world see how. Stand in your power. Stand in your power now. Turn up your voice, your truth, your wow. Stand in your power. This is your channel now.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Yes Life Coaching Woman Stand in Your Power. If you are joining me live, tell me in the comments where you are watching from. I want to know where you are watching from. And if you are watching the replay, type team replay in the comment section so I know that you were here. Before we begin, please like the video. I want you to share it with someone who follows, this kind of cases. This case is still developing. The information in this live is based on reporting from the likes of Reuters, the Associated Press, Sky News, The Guardian as of today. Okay? So the man at the center of this investigation has been accused of serious crimes, but he still has not been convicted. Now, some details are allegations from investigators or reports from Greek media. So I will clearly separate confirmed facts from allegation and all of those. So this is simply a crime story because a woman lost her life. She had family, she had friends, she had dreams. She had a life centered on helping other people. So we are going to, discuss this case. But first off, who is this woman, Elisabeth-Jane Ross? Who is she? She was a 38-year-old Scottish woman from the Edinburgh area. Her friends described her as compassionate. They said she's kind. She said she's deeply connected to helping other people. She has worked as a certified psychotherapist and volunteered with Christian refuge and humanitarian organizations. That part of her identity matters a lot because Elizabeth was not simply visiting Greece as a tourist. She reportedly had connections to people involved in charitable refugee support work. She had also spent some time in Greece before and was familiar with the country. She arrived this time in late June 2026. There's a small discrepancy between news reports about whether she arrived on June 26th or June 29th, but what is clear is that she had been in Athens for approximately 2 to 3 weeks before she disappeared. Surveillance camera allegedly captured this man moving a large suitcase through the streets towards Kipseli neighborhood. Strange, right? I call strange too. Police reportedly believe that the man was the accused. 2 days later, on July 18th, a homeless man entered an abandoned building in Kipseli. Inside that building, he discovered a suitcase. Elizabeth's decomposed body was reportedly wrapped in black material and placed in a green suitcase. They said the conditions of her remains made immediate identification extremely difficult because she had started to decompose. There were reportedly no obvious external injuries, no stab wounds, or signs of violent struggle during the initial examination. Now, that does not mean that there was no crime. It means that the medical examiner could not immediately determine exactly how she passed. Okay? So they're saying that maybe suffocation or asphyxiation is possible. Also, that one has not been confirmed. Toxicology tests and tissue analysis are also still pending. This woman was identified. But how was she identified? Initially, the Greek authorities did not know who she was. Yeah, because she's visiting. Okay? So they were able to identify her through fingerprints that were shared with Interpol and law enforcement agencies in the UK and the US. So on July 29th, authorities reportedly confirmed that the woman was Elisabeth-Jane Ross. Okay, so the police, Scotland, the United Kingdom's National Crime Agency, and American authorities reportedly assisted Greek investigators. Once Elizabeth was identified, the investigation began moving very quickly. Police started reconstructing her final days. They examined CCTV footage, phone records, ATM transactions, and the people who had access to the apartment where she stayed. And then all that process led them to 26-year-old man now accused in the case. And who is this accused man? They say he's a boxing person. Okay, they've identified him as Sharif Ahmadzai, Ahmadzai, a 26-year-old professional boxer originally from Afghanistan. They said he got into Greece as a refugee and was granted asylum. He was also involved in volunteer and refugee support work. Can you imagine? He reportedly got married to an American woman whom he met through the same humanitarian work. They had connections to an organization associated with that apartment where Elizabeth stayed. So this means Elizabeth did not necessarily encounter a complete stranger. He wasn't a stranger to her. She knew him. She knew his wife through their shared Christian and humanitarian work. Now, his wife is not accused of participating in her passing. On the contrary, reports suggest she provided information that would become crucial. Let's watch a couple of videos so we can have, brief, more understanding about this. Let me see. Let me share. And this is from ITV News. You can go ahead and subscribe. Okay? Subscribe to them. They had this to say. Let's watch this.
Man calmly wheels a suitcase away from apartments. Greek police say inside it was the body of Elisabeth-Jane Ross.
Like,
Sharif Ahmadzai, an
Let me take it back. Let me take it back a little bit. Look at that suitcase. So a human being is inside this. Let me make it bigger. This is crazy. A human being is actually inside this suitcase. Like, make it make some small sense to me. What?
Apartments. Greek police say inside it was the body of Elisabeth-Jane Ross. Sharif Ahmadzai, an Afghan refugee legally in Greece, is suspected of killing the Scottish aid worker. She was 38 and from Edinburgh and had arrived in Athens at the end of June. She travelled here regularly, volunteering with groups supporting abused women and refugees.
I use boxing in so many different ways to get connected with people.
Ahmadzai is a champion boxer. He settled in Greece in 2016, travelling as a teenage refugee after being orphaned at 15 in Taliban attacks.
I try to be a great example for these refugees.
Elizabeth's body was found in this disused building. Police identified her using fingerprints. Flowers were left today with a message: may your memory live on. This is the flat where Elisabeth-Jane Ross was staying. It's also where Sharif Ahmadzai was allegedly caught on CCTV carrying a large suitcase, which police believe contained her body. Officers say...
So what was he doing? What did he come for? Did he have an idea that she had money? What was his motive for doing this? That's what I really... I'm kind of like... Why? What got into him? Like, people are just crazy. What got into you that would make you do this kind of thing? Let's keep watching.
Say that he used her bank cards to withdraw money. Which police believe can where Sharif Ahmadzai was allegedly caught on CCTV carrying a large suitcase, which police believe contained her body. Officers say that he used her bank cards to withdraw money. She'd been working for a group.
He used her bank cards to withdraw money. Guys, people are evil. Let's continue watching.
Group set up by Ahmadzai and his American wife, Elena Hall. It's understood she contacted police when news emerged with concerns about her husband.
Good, as she should. Like, why would you sneak out of your house? Why would you sneak out of your house to another woman's place? Was the motive the money she had? Was the motive the perceived money that she had? Like, make it make sense to me. Let's keep watching.
Back in Edinburgh, Elizabeth's local church talked of her unstoppable passion helping the poor.
So this has been a tough week for our church. We've lost a very precious church member and a church member who lived their life with a passion for mission.
Police say Ahmadzai admits moving a body, but claims he had found Miss Ross already dead in the bathroom. The family and friends of a dedicated woman who put the vulnerable first, now left to face a life so cruelly taken.
Neil is still in Athens for us tonight. Evening to you, Neil, and we're expecting the defendant to appear in court tomorrow.
So he's expected to appear in court tomorrow. I think, is it tomorrow or today? I think it's supposed to be today. Let's watch this one next. This is sad. This one is from Sky News. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Let me share this tab. from Sky News. Let's watch this.
Distressing case, this Scottish woman who had entered Greece on the 26th of June and was visiting friends, and it's since transpired that her body was found in a suitcase in a dilapidated building by a homeless person who alerted the authorities. And like you say, her bank card was used to make withdrawals and her phone was used. And we have seen since an arrest being made of a 26-year-old man who has been linked with the case and is being held by the Greek police. Elisabeth-Jane Ross.
So you ended her just to spend her money? I want to hear, is that the motive? Let's go back a little bit. This is crazy.
We have seen since an arrest being made of a 26-year-old man who has been linked with the case and is being held by the Greek police. Elisabeth-Jane Ross was 38 years old. We know that she's from Scotland, and we know that her identity was discovered using her fingerprints, and that's how the identification was made and verified. The police in Greece have been analysing footage, and that's how the arrest of this 26-year-old man has been made. We've also had a statement from police in Scotland, and the spokesperson has said that we are aware of the death of a Scottish woman in Athens and are liaising with authorities in Greece. Officers are providing support to her family in Scotland. Obviously, it's one to watch, and we'll be informing our people of any.
It's just so sad. This is from Sky News. This is from Sky News. And it's sad. It's sad. It's rather bad. I think I saw a video of where they said the wife was the one that let me see. I think I found one video that said she put him in. Let's watch this. Afghan immigrant who ended Scott and hid her body is pictured after his wife found him. Oh, yeah. So this is the one. This is the video. Let's watch this video. This video is from a YouTube channel called Reasoned. I have subscribed to them. Let's watch what Reasoned has to say. All right, let's go ahead.
Here he is with his American wife, who he ran a refugee charity with, dead in a suitcase in Athens, has now been uncovered.
Let's go back.
The prime suspect, who has been arrested after a British woman was found dead in a suitcase in Athens, has now been uncovered as an Afghan small boat migrant. Here he is with his American wife, who he ran a refugee charity with in Athens. And she is important to this story, folks, because she is actually the one who has turned him in. Really shocking, crazy story. And it looks like...
Wow, she turned him in. Interesting. I didn't even know that.
You know, if he is guilty, he's not been found guilty, of course. There is an investigation going on and he will appear in court tomorrow. But if he is found guilty, it will be yet another horrific crime committed that never had to have happened if we had border control in Europe. Absolutely astonishing. Let's get into the details, folks. But before we do, please hit the subscribe button below this video to support this channel. So let's take a look at this guy's story. So his surname is Ahmadzai, and he left Afghanistan at 15 after the Taliban apparently killed his family. He came on a small boat to Lesbos in 2016. He wrote a blog post saying called Sharif's Story, and he even had his story. He was known as such an inspiring individual that he even had his story turned into a short film by a British cartoonist and the Red Crossed. In his blog post, he wrote, "I lost everything I had. I deserved a better life than this. So many of my dreams were killed." As I said, he ran a refugee charity in Greece with his wife that he met doing work at refugee charities. He has this reputation of being an inspiring do-gooder, but now how the tables have turned, because he is now arrested, suspected of murdering a British woman who was out in Greece volunteering at an NGO.
So for me, what's the issue? What's the motive? I see you on Instagram. Javor Mike joined. His Royal Highness joined. Thank you for being here, guys. So for me, the question is, what is the motive? What is, you said you lost everything you had. You deserve a better life than that. So was the motive money so that you can, because you say here that so many of your dreams were gone. So were you trying to make fast money by ending a life so that you can pursue those dreams? I don't get it. I don't understand it, because you are already a boxer that people already know. So what could have been your motive for doing this? This is sad, guys. This is very sad. Let's keep watching.
Folks. So he is accused of murdering Elisabeth-Jane Ross. She is a 38-year-old volunteer from Edinburgh. Here she is, Elisabeth-Jane Ross. Looks like a lovely, lovely, smiley woman who's very sadly no longer with us. And the chain of events is quite confusing, folks. He has admitted to carrying her body in a suitcase, but denies murder, and he's also accused of withdrawing thousands of euros using her bank card. Why the accusation?
Let's go back. I don't know if I heard that properly.
Lovely, smiley woman who's very sadly no longer with us, and the chain of events is quite confusing, folks. He has admitted to carrying her body in a suitcase, but denies murder, and he's also accused of withdrawing thousands of euros using her bank card. Why?
You have admitted to carrying her body in a suitcase. How did you put the body in the suitcase? What led to you putting the body in the suitcase? Did you strangle her? Did you put her in that suitcase alive? Because it is not making sense. You agreed, but you are saying you did not end her. Someone please help me make it make sense. Or is my brain not working? Like, is this guy stupid or what? Is he crazy? You are a champion boxer, a co-founder of a refugee charity. How? You admitted to carrying her body in the suitcase, but you denied murder. Please make it. I need someone to help me make it make sense, because this guy is just crazy, in my opinion. This guy is crazy. What in the world is going on? Please, if you are watching, please like, share, and subscribe. Like the live stream, guys. If you are watching wherever you are watching from, please go ahead and like the live stream so that other people can know that we are live. Okay? And then please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, because I am finding it hard to understand what this, I don't know what to call him, he's saying. You agreed to putting her in a suitcase because now we have evidence of you pulling the suitcase, but you are saying you did not end her. So how did she get into the suitcase? Did you put her in the suitcase alive? Or what in the world is going on? What's going on? It's not making sense. Let's keep watching, please. What?
The accusations about the bank card and how they have emerged, we will get to. But first, let me just show you this rough timeline of events that The Sun have put together. I will link their full article down below this. I think this is a good little snapshot of what has gone on, because it is very confusing. We're talking about a Brit that's actually in Athens, not at home at the time that this happens. Initially when I read this story, I got the impression, because this involves Athens International Airport, that he had, he was an Afghan migrant in Britain who had flown to Greece after committing murder with the woman in her suitcase, taking that through the airport and then hid it in Greece somewhere abroad. But that's not what happened. This makes it a little bit clearer, folks. So 26th of June, Elizabeth arrives in Greece. Then 15th of July, she left a house where she was staying with friends. So at this point, she's so strong. And at this point, I mean, you can imagine when the odor is that strong, it's been there for a while, folks. So I think we can expect that she may have been killed on the 15th of July and that it sat there for 3 days before anybody noticed it. And then on the 27th of July, she was identified. So it took quite a while, folks, between that body being found and then figuring out who it was, especially given it wasn't a Greek woman. It would have made it harder. As it says here, there had to be a whole Interpol probe to figure out who this was. And there was also the confusion, folks, of the fact that there were text messages being...
Faithful Mary, thank you for being here on Instagram. Thank you. Please do well to like the video, like, share, and comment.
Sent from her phone to her friends and family after she had been killed. So it wasn't obvious that she was dead at the point that she was killed. Friends and family thought that she was still alive because they were still receiving messages from her. And then on the 29th of July, they launched a murder probe. And as I said, the wife is the one who has now turned this guy in, but we will get to the wife shortly. But let's look at a few more details first, folks. So
I want to go to the wife. Let's go to the wife. We've talked about the details.
To be suggesting
We've talked about the details already.
Now I think he's had to
admit the wife.
Footage here meets his description. This girl's phone.
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want and never.
Oh
have
my
to
God!
worry
I don't
about
want
showing
ads.
To her friends and family, including her dad, saying, "I need some quiet time. I want to be alone." And the dad said that this seemed a bit strange, and clearly the killer was trying to buy some time to figure out what he was going to do to make sure he didn't get caught. I mean, what a turn of events for what here looks like a lovely couple, a lovely happy couple, trying to even if you don't agree with these refugee charities helping illegal migrants, they come across as people who are trying to do good, right? You wouldn't really expect someone who's running a refugee charity to be a murderer, and a murderer of someone who was working at the refugee charities with them. And so it is the wife who notices some strange behavior. And I mentioned, folks, that he is accused of spending a load of money or taking a load of money out of Elizabeth's bank card. And the wife noticed something suspicious going on with the money. So it was her who grew suspicious of him because I think she had his shared location on Find Friends or whatever on the iPhone, and saw that he was at this woman's flat. Right? I mean, the first thing you might think if you're a woman that sees that is he having an affair? But turns out...
So that was what came to my mind first. But let's keep watching. Was he having an affair with her? Did she threaten him and he ended up ending her? It says, well, what am I reading here? It says, when initially questioned by detectives, he claimed he had discovered the woman already gone in her bathroom. Okay. Before later admitting to using her bank cards and phones. He ended her, in my opinion. So they now say that he became the prime suspect after his wife, Alana Hall, alerted the police to his suspicious behavior in days after Ross passed. The Times and the Daily Mail reported that. So the couple reportedly knew his wife grew suspicious after finding that he was absent from their home on July 15th, and checking his shared location, she found out that he was in the lady's location. That's Miss Ross's flat. This was on the 15th. Let's look at the timeline again to see what happened on the 15th. On the 15th, she left a house where she was staying with friends, and that was the last time she contacted her friends. And it was on that 15th that she moved into that apartment. Okay, so now let's go back. So it's looking to me like maybe there was some form of something going on between him and her, because he was absent on that day. Okay, then he allegedly tried to give his wife 2,550 euros. Wow. In cash, and a new Apple iPhone 17 Pro. Wow. Which she turned over to police, believing they were purchased from Mrs. Ross's money. How stupid and very foolish
with the money. So it was her phone, and saw that he was at this woman's flat, he having an affair. But turns out, I mean, looks like it might have 1,000 euros in cash and a new husband. She has turned the killer, led her, Elena Hall, to call the police and say, I think it might have been my husband. What a
What? Whew, this is crazy. What are your thoughts on this, guys? I would like to know what your thoughts are on this case. Let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, I would like to know. So investigators were even looking at all those purchases made shortly after this woman passed. Okay. She reportedly handed some of the money to the police and moved into a hotel. Again, that's the wife now. She has not been accused of any wrongdoing. But they are telling us that Elizabeth's phone was reportedly used after investigators believed that she was already gone. So what was he using her phone for? What was this dude using Elizabeth's phone for? We don't know. Why was he using her phone? Was he using it to send text messages? Okay. They said messages were allegedly sent to her family. OMG. So he was trying to cover his tracks. He was using the phone to send messages to her family and friends, suggesting that she was still alive. And she was still telling them that, oh, I need some time alone. Really? So that they are not looking, so that he can buy time. Police believes that these messages may have been intended to delay people from reporting her missing. Now think about how calculated that would be if it's proven. For me, it is calculated. When someone sends a message saying I need space to loved ones, they'll say, okay, we are not going to call her for some time. Let's respect her boundaries. She needs space. They may think that they are respecting her privacy, when in reality, she's gone. So he was buying time. He didn't want to raise any suspicions. Reports have it that another phone may have been used to send messages impersonating a so-called jihadist who claimed Elizabeth had been ended because of her Christian faith. Interesting. What in the world is going on here? Now, that particular allegation has not been independently confirmed by Reuters or the Associated Press. So that particular one, we need to treat it carefully. But investigators will likely examine, they are likely going to look at who wrote those text messages, where were the phones when the messages were sent, where were the writing patterns, okay, or were the writing patterns consistent with that of Elizabeth, Or is it just something, intended to create a false motive? Or they will also look at issues like, was someone deliberately trying to misdirect the investigation to say, oh, we ended that because she's a Christian, so that nobody will raise an eyebrow that there's something going on there. In this case, in my opinion, I think that digital evidence could become one of the most important parts of this case. And they need to check that suspect's account, because he's denying ending Elizabeth. He refused. His reported defense is that he went into the apartment and he found her either unconscious or already gone in her bathroom. So he's claiming that he panicked. He says he later placed her body inside a suitcase. If you panicked, why didn't you call emergency? So you now placed her body in a suitcase and disposed it in an abandoned building. What were you trying to do? If you entered someone's apartment and the person is passing, the main thing you are expected to do is, hey, emergency, your mind, your heart is clear. You didn't do anything. I came in here and I saw her. She's gone, or she's going through it. What can I do? How can I help her? Let's pause there for a minute. This non-entity is reportedly admitting that he concealed the body. Is admitting that he transported the body. So there's no way he's not going to jail, because he already tampered with evidence. Some sources reported that he admitted also using her cards. That is stealing. But he is saying he did not cause her passing. Who is Mumu? Who is Dundee? He is saying, I made terrible decisions after finding her past, but I did not end her. Who is an idiot that will believe that story? Even a 5-year-old will not believe that story. Now, that's the central question investigators, and that's the central question for me, and they must answer that question in court. Did he discover her after she passed from another cause? Or did he end her and then attempted to conceal the passing, then take her money and then mislead people who may be searching for her? I think I'll go with the latter, because that's what his whole movement is telling me. Again, police reportedly found a knife and a replica pistol in this man's house. Some reports refer more generally to imitation weapons. So he was initially, after all of this was found out, he was detained in connection with an alleged weapon violation before the investigation expanded to include Elizabeth's passing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you think this guy did it, or do you think he panicked? There's currently no confirmed evidence that either the knife or the replica pistol caused her passing, because, again, no obvious stab wounds were reportedly found. So therefore, the alleged weapons may relate to a separate charge rather than the cause of her passing. So I'm not going to even assume that them finding a weapon automatically proves that this case is that he was involved in homicide or whatever. Yeah, but today, this man appeared before an investigating magistrate in Athens. He arrived under heavy police escort and was provided with a court-appointed lawyer. The hearing was private, so instead of giving his complete formal response, he received a 24-hour extension so his lawyer could prepare for his defense. If you are watching, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So they are saying that he's expected to return to court tomorrow. Now, the magistrates may then decide whether he will remain in custody while the investigation continues, or whatever they decide on the wordings of the accusation. Okay, so some reports have said it is manslaughter, some have said intentional homicide, some have said it is the M charge. For me, this case also involves accusation of robbery, violation of weapon law, and all of those. The main reason why this case matters to me is that it brings together trust, access, money, technology, and the vulnerability that can exist inside spaces that are created to help people. Remember, she was into humanitarian services, and the humanitarian community often depends on trust. So people will open their homes, they share their keys, they connect travelers with temporary accommodation. They work with individuals that are carrying trauma, displacement, and, complicated histories. Most people involved in that work are very, very, very sincere people. But again, compassion does not remove the need for you to have a safety system in place. That is why I am talking about this. Compassion is not enough when you are doing this kind of job. At the same time, we must be extremely careful not to blame this woman, because she was doing what she knew how to do best. We do not know that she ignored red flags. We do not know that she behaved recklessly, because we don't even know what her relationship with the couple is. She might have trusted them completely. We don't even know the complete circumstances that brought her and the accused together in the first place. Remember, I've already said maybe they were in a relationship. But what if they were not in a relationship? The responsibility for violence belongs to the person who committed it, because this woman could have trusted him completely. The fact that she was compassionate was not a character defect. Okay? For this story, compassion and personal safety are not enemies. No matter how compassionate you are, follow your gut. Make sure you are safe before anything. Many women have been taught that being cautious means being judgmental. No. We have been told, be kind, give people the benefit of the doubt, don't assume the worst, be understanding. Oh, everybody deserves a second chance. Your discernment is not cruelty, but your compassion, as well in as much as your compassion matters, your boundaries are very, very important as well. You having boundaries is not that you don't love the other person. You can love and still have boundaries. Those two can be truthful or be used at the same time. Verification, verifying people, doing a background check on people is not an insult. Listening to discomfort that is in your heart does not make you a bad person. Women should be able to help others without being expected to surrender their boundaries, their homes, their finances, their traveling plans, or their PIs, which is their personal information. I don't want us to twist this whole story to, oh, she should have known better. No. She didn't see it coming. We are not standing over Elizabeth's life. We are not standing here over decisions that we don't fully understand. We are asking how organizations and community can build systems that protect this kind of compassionate people. Because everyone needs to be protected. So if you travel, if you volunteer, whether locally or internationally, or you stay in a shared accommodation, you need to consider these steps. First, Share your complete itinerary with at least 2 people that you love. Give them the address and the names and contact information of the people responsible for your accommodation. Very, very important. Number 2, establish scheduled check-ins. Make sure people are checking in on you from time to time. Do not rely only on casual text message. Agree that if you miss a check-in, your trusted person must call you or request a video conversation. Let them ask to see your face. Very, very, very important. It's in fact extremely important. That should not be played with. And number 3, create a private emergency code word. If someone else is controlling your phone, a trusted person can ask a question that only you will know how to answer. And if that question is not answered properly, they will know that there's something happening to you. Again, you need to turn on financial alerts. Immediate notification for withdrawal purchases can help family members or even your bank person identify unusual activities. Number 5, you need to pay attention when someone's messages suddenly change. Maybe the grammar or the way they use the emojis. If it changes, verify with a video call to know that, okay, this person is okay. And for those organizations, they should maintain clear access records. Who has the keys? Who enters the properties? When were the locks changed? Who is responsible for safety complaints? These are not instructions based on anything that Elizabeth failed to do. No, these are systems every organization should always have or already have. Now, if there's any one thing that I need you to take away from here, I want every woman watching to remember your compassion does not require you to abandon your caution. No matter how compassionate you are, listen when your system is cautioning you. You can care deeply and still verify. You can help people and still maintain your boundaries. You can see the good in humanity and still take your safety very serious or very seriously. You being kind does not mean everyone gets unlimited access to you. Let me know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts in the comment section? Do you believe that organizations that arrange international volunteer accommodation should be legally required to document everyone who has access to the property? What do you make of the accused man's report's explanation? Can someone panic and then make decision to conceal a body without being responsible for that passing? Or do the alleged bank withdrawals, phones and surveillance footage make that explanation difficult to accept? Remember, I want you to remember we are discussing the evidence, not declaring anyone guilty. Let me know what your thoughts are about all these questions in the comment section. So if this story has made you think about your own boundaries, trust, or your personal safety, what we do here as Yes Life Coaching is to help women strengthen their voices without losing their compassion. Through the Yes journey, we help you recognize your worth. We help you strengthen your voice. We help you create healthy boundaries. We choose your future for you. We help you choose your future with confidence. I want you to check the description to learn more about Yes Life Coaching Woman Stand in Your Power and go ahead to book a clarity call. Please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell because this accused person is expected back in court on Thursday, and I will bring you the next verified development. Like this video and share it with another woman, not to create fear, but to encourage awareness. Thank you for listening to me. I would see you in the next one. Bye-bye.